Welcome to the Taking the Lead Media Podcast, broadcasting from the lovely island of Oahu with the weekly playlist of fun underground tunes and the occasional interview. My name is Onofre and welcome to episode 122. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for checking out the show. That is much appreciated. For you new listeners, welcome to the show. Hope you find your new favorite band on one of these episodes. Really excited for the MistermeaneR show this Thursday. I saw a post that they're already in town. That's cool. Enjoy the weather, guys. I know it was a bit stormy this past weekend, but the sun came out just in time for the great Aloha run this past President's Day. So MistermeaneR this Thursday at Anna O'Brien's with local openers Nesta, Skyline, and Convoluted Plains. I anticipate missing all those openers. I hope not, but I probably will. I have to drive my bro who'll be in town to the airport around by 9. He has to be there, and driving back to the venue. I know parking will be scarce by that time, and I wish I could just park at Burger King right down the street. I'm gonna hit up the BK Lounge afterwards anyway. Shout out to the Texas Double Whopper. That was like my favorite burger. But before I start talking about food, let me introduce today's bands. I think it's a pretty stellar list of bands. I'll be playing tracks by Dance for Destruction, Human Animal, Unfair Fight, and a track by Removalist, coming off of their newly released self-titled record, out now and through Reason and Rage Records. I'll be getting to these tracks in a bit, so please stick around. Opening the show is a track by locals MistermeaneR. They have a show coming up this Saturday at Tsunami's Waikiki. The venue will be shutting down at the end of the month. I've been to quite many shows at that place, especially when they will put on once a month punk every third Saturday. But I can't remember the last time they put one on. But it was one of my favorite places to go because of the size of the stage area. And it's a pretty intimate setting, but a fairly good amount of breathing room. And the bar is in a different part of the venue, so nothing really impedes with the crowd. And surprisingly, less fights at this place from what I've seen, or less confrontations, and this is the venue I felt most comfortable at. Like, everyone wants to have a good time at Tsunami's as long as you don't fight, and you can do you. Other places, if the majority of the crowd doesn't like what you're doing, they'll let you know and make you feel bad for having a good time. But it's a buzzkill, but nice venue, cool vibe, always a good time there. Sad to hear it's closing. Other bands playing at the show, according to the most recent flyer I saw: Superfucked, Completely Insane, Smits, and Never Enough, I believe. Very nice lineup. The song I'll be playing by MistermeaneR, though, is a song I hope they will be playing live. I still haven't heard this song live. It's Area 51 off of 6 Songs Till Silence. Hard copies are available through Hawaiian Express Records and just recently digitally on iTunes. This is MistermeaneR here on the Taking the Lead Media Podcast. Alright, that was Human Animal with the track Time Tells All off of the first 4 Winters. It's a nice collection of everything they've released, including a couple live tracks of sets too. Tight hardcore and punk from Erie, PA. Human Animal are very much active and looking to play shows in new cities in the new year, 2018. Hit them up on Facebook if you could help out with that. Check out their tunes on iTunes and Bandcamp. Pick up hard copies of the first 4 Winters through Panda Claw Records. Human Animal. Alright, up next is a track from Dance for Destruction. So I got this album as part of a bundle subscription like maybe 2 or 3 years back. I love all the records that came with the bundle, but this one stood out among the pile. The album is called When Color Was Real, and it's a mix of punk and hardcore. A more aggressive style of the two, with some electronics mixed in, I guess, but it's on and off. It's a tight rock sound with raw hooks and a solid execution of melody and power chords. Very easy to get into and worth several spins in one sitting. This is also part of the Melotov Records catalog, number 003. Pick up vinyl through Deathwish Inc. Once again, with the track Circle the Fallen, the album is When Color Was Real. This is Dance for Destruction here on the Taking the Lead Media podcast. Alright, that was Unfair Fight with the track Embracing Terror off of their latest album, False Walls. The band actually just had their record release show for that album this past weekend. Love this album. It shows a lot of musical growth, great sense of progression, and an overall tight sound. Love where this is going. Pick up vinyl through the band. They got a Big Cartel up. That's unfairfight.bigcartel.com. They be based in Las Vegas, Nevada, and be sure to show them some love. Alright, cool. So closing this show is a track from Removalist, a hardcore punk band based in Australia. The new self-titled album is 12 tracks, just under 30 minutes, and vinyl is available through Reason and Rage Records. And that's Reason. You can check out the website reasonandragerecords.bigcartel.com. This album is sheer intensity, very heavy and blast beat friendly. The lyrics are on the darker side, mere reflections of the band's sound, and it's a sound I dig very much. I'm saving up right now so I can pay for shipping. So if you're in the same boat as I, check them out on Bandcamp and on iTunes. It's one of the more heavier albums to come out in 2018 so far, and one that I really enjoy. Good stuff. The track I'll be playing is titled Only Heathens Can Save Us. The album is self-titled. This is Removalist, and you're listening to them here on the Taking the Lead Media Podcast. Alright, that is it for this show. Thank you for checking out this episode. Hope you enjoyed these tunes and the bands. Please do check out the bands and their respective links. I'll have them posted on this podcast website, takingtheleadmedia.com. You can also stream past episodes and read up on my on and off ramblings there too. The podcast is also streaming on YouTube. Search Taking the Lead Media, and on Tumblr at oneshotsideshow.tumblr.com. This is an Apple podcast, so please check it out on iTunes. Also, do me the favor, please rate and review this podcast. 1 star, 5 stars, you decide. Any feedback will help towards improving the show and help the podcast climb the charts. I'd be very grateful for that. Also, do recommend the show to a friend. They may find their new favorite band on a future episode. And be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit me up on Twitter at TTLM Podcast. I do love the interaction. Send love, hate, comments, questions, music submissions, recommendations to my email, along with any general correspondence to takingtheleadmedia@gmail.com. Alright, so next episode, awesome stuff. The awesome Melanie of Melotov Records joins me on the podcast. She talks about the label, the bands she's worked with and currently listening to, interning at Metal Blade, and I keep praising her about the stellar roster of bands and records she's released. She's also handpicked the playlist for the show as well, so please check back next week for that. It'll be awesome. Until then, my name is Onofre, and I'll be signing off until the next Taking the Lead Media podcast. Thanks for listening. This constant pressure raises all my answer goes. So much I can't control it. You praise His grace and taking me your broken love. So much I can't control it.